Healthy Lifestyle Crib presents 12 Signs You Are a Manipulative Person. Is there ever a time when you realize you've been manipulative with your words? Have you ever thought about why you want to control everything? It's possible that you have a manipulative character and are completely oblivious to it. It's possible that your behavior is turning people away, but we'll go over the warning signals and offer suggestions for improvement. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, please subscribe and leave a comment saying so. Well, so let's get started. Number 1. You get what you want. How often do you find that you get what you want? How often do you just leave when you've had your way with someone? Does it appear like people are following your instructions? This may suggest that you want to exert power over others. You might think this is how things always go if you aren't paying attention, that in reality, you might be acting in a way that manipulates other people into doing what you want so you can keep the peace. Number 2. You have a way with words. Even if there are a number of successful strategies that may be used to persuade other people without resorting to manipulation, achieving your objectives is inextricably linked to doing so. You are manipulating others if you are conscious that you have a strategy for getting them to do what you want, even if you are not aware that you are doing it on purpose in a specific circumstance. You may think that it is perfectly normal, but a part of you is conscious of the fact that your objective is to persuade other people to change either their beliefs or their behavior. You know that you have the ability to accomplish this goal by using your words to convince others of your point of view. Number 3. You prefer to take than to give. Most likely familiar with the phrase, giving is better than receiving, but manipulative people give to obtain what they want. To get what you want from others, you seem to have an innate talent for reading them and understanding what they need. When you help someone out, it's usually because you want something in return. Although helping others out of a sense of altruism is commendable, doing so solely for the sake of receiving favors in return is manipulative. Doing good things for others while harboring hidden motives is dishonest and ultimately counterproductive. Number 4. Master of disguise. It's only natural for individuals' actions to alter when they're in the company of other people, and there are many possible explanations for this phenomenon. They might have issues with their self-esteem, which is one of the causes, but we are in no way alluding to that aspect of the problem. Changing how you act, what you say, or what you wear around another person in order to blend in and get what you want from them is considered influencing that person. You want to convince them that you are on their side and that you are just like them so that you can develop a connection with them. This will give you a higher chance of convincing other people to follow in your footsteps if they believe you are on their side. Number 5. The last say is important to you. Do you have the skill to talk your way out of any situation? Do you only relax when you've had the last word in a conversation? Depending on how you use it, this could suggest that you are trying to manipulate someone. For example, manipulation would be present if someone disagreed with you and you argued with them to the point where they couldn't understand what you were saying. You probably care more about wearing them down and winning them over to your point of view than you do about actually persuading them to believe whatever it is that you are trying to express to them. Do you frequently find yourself trying to persuade other people to carry out your recommendations or comply with your demands? Someone who is manipulative has a profound understanding of the psychological techniques that can be used to break down others' resistance and are extremely persuasive. Number 6. You enjoy putting other people in the position of feeling guilty. Guilt trips are a fairly clear indicator of manipulation, and some people are excellent at making other people feel guilty. Manipulation is one of the most common forms of interpersonal conflict. They are very skilled at choosing the appropriate words and behaviors to say and do in order to eventually make the other person feel so awful and terrible that they give in to all of their demands. This form of manipulative behavior is common inside families, and it most often involves the mother. It's likely that you are excellent at saying the exact correct words to make someone feel horrible about themselves. It's also conceivable that you give the impression of being irritated by doing things like crying or giving someone the silent treatment in the expectation that they would give in. Making another person feel guilty as a means of making them feel even worse about themselves or forcing them to act in a certain way is a classic example of manipulative behavior. It is entirely normal to express hurt and disappointment, but if your aim is to gain anything, then your behavior is not honest and should not be accepted. Number 7. You enjoy lying. Lying is the most common kind of manipulation. There is simply no getting around that fact. Either you lie in order to conceal anything from someone or you lie in order to coerce someone into doing what you want them to. Both of these behaviors are wrong, but if you have a history of manipulating other people, it's likely that you don't think twice about telling them lies. You could even justify the deception or provide an explanation for it. In an effort to make it sound more agreeable, you may even refer to it as a white lie. Number 8. You take vengeance on your victims. It's possible that you punish someone by withholding affection or by posting a passive hostile tale on Instagram. In any case, it is the epitome of manipulative behavior to have a strong negative reaction to something not going your way and then take it out on other people by punishing them. Another strategy that is regularly utilized by manipulative people is known as the silent treatment. You could do something in order to elicit a specific feeling from other people. You want them to keep coming back to you and pleading for your attention, so you choose to ignore their calls, texts, and emails so that you may continue to bask in the glory of having an inflated ego. Number 9. You break promises. Yes, manipulation is implied whenever promises are made but not kept. Perhaps at the time you said it, you did in fact intend to keep your word, but at this point, it is either not worth your time or effort to do so, or even worse, you could never have intended to keep your word. It is possible to deceive people into continuing to be a part of your life by making promises that you do not intend to keep to your close friends, family members, or romantic partners. Number 10. You project upon those around you. We have a tendency to project our own fears, insecurities, and self-hatred onto other individuals. A form of manipulation known as projective identification almost always takes place without the manipulator's knowledge. Let's imagine you have a problem with trust and think that no one can be relied upon. Those on whom you project may eventually internalize your evaluation of them and believe that it accurately describes them. Now, because of the things that have happened to you, you have your defenses up, and by letting out your fears on the other person, you have caused them to question their value and the degree to which they can be trusted. The most unfortunate aspect is that most people are unaware of it. Number 11. You enjoy playing the victim. Another strategy that manipulators use is to convince their victims that they are never to blame for anything. Instead, even when it is patently evident that you have done something wrong, you look for methods to shift the blame onto someone else. Those that are manipulative will commonly try for an excuse for anything, and since we know you are skilled at persuading, the blame will be moved to someone else even if it isn't that person's fault. A sense of accountability is rare, and you may even find yourself using their anger against them to justify an inappropriate action. Number 12. Gaslight others. Manipulators frequently utilize this strategy because of how effective it is. It involves manipulating the truth on purpose in some way. When it comes to warping reality to fit one's own requirements, a manipulator may be regarded as a genius by those around them. Whatever the actual truth may be, you could make it appear as though it is the fault of the other person, causing the other person to wonder whether or not they are sane. You are aware that by the time they are finished with you, they will be in such a messed up state that they will give up. How to do work on yourself. Relationships with family, love partners, friends, and coworkers are just as vulnerable to deception as any other kind of interaction. Manipulation is a straightforward means by which to exploit others. Some people won't get what you're doing, but others will, and then they won't want to be friends with you anymore. The first step is being self-aware of your manipulative tendencies. The next step is to wonder if any past traumas played a role. I recommend consulting a therapist for assistance in this matter. If you're already in a committed relationship, seeing a counselor together can only help. It's not impossible, but it can be difficult to rewire that circuitry because of how deeply ingrained manipulative practices are. Be trustworthy with your closest friends, and beg them to be understanding if they detect any manipulation on your part. Learning to be okay with not getting your way is also crucial. If you want to get something out of your interactions with other people, give some thought to how you go about doing so. Do you think I'm being honest about it? If you've admitted to yourself that you might have a manipulative personality, that's a huge step in the right direction, because it shows that you want to improve. If you undertake some introspection and healing, you'll be able to curb such behaviors and meet your needs without deceiving other people. If you want to learn how to adjust your behavior, it would be helpful to focus on the thought that you can discover mental self-control on your own, even though it may be difficult to break the cycle of always going with the flow of your emotions. Work on not letting the words and actions of others bother you and letting go of the need to be in charge of everything and everyone. When your feelings and thoughts are in sync, it's much easier to keep up positive interactions with others. Please hit the subscribe button if you found this video entertaining. Thanks for watching.